Good morning. This video is about Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson, it is not his real name, it's just a name to represent, I guess, the average man, or to catch people's imagination in England. Tommy Robinson, like many English people, are against mass immigration, but he was really attacking this culture of Asian gangs in England raping young women, and this was going on in the neighbouring city next to me, Sheffield, called Rotherham, Telford, Oxford, many cities up and down the UK, and he was trying to highlight the attention that the police and the local authorities weren't doing anything about this problem, and he was becoming a bit of an embarrassment. And he was also putting his life in danger, and his life in danger is now very close because he's been sent to prison. Now, he was on a suspended sentence, but he was on a suspended sentence for reporting about these activities of these rapists. And all he was doing was report. He was live streaming from outside the court, in Leeds, because there was a trial going on, and he was arrested for a breach of the peace. Now, as far as I know, a breach of the peace is when there's some, for example, there's some fighting going on, you're causing fighting, you're starting fighting, and this was just bullshit. He was just very quietly by himself. He wasn't making any noises. He wasn't inciting anyone. But the government have got it in for this man. And so he was hastily taken to a court and then sent to prison for 13 months. Now, there was a previous person who was doing a similar thing, and he was killed after 3 days. Another person was attacked. So there are a lot of Muslims in prison, because we know they're very peaceful, but there do seem to end up a lot of Muslims in prison. And so unless Tommy Robinson is released from prison, it doesn't look very good for him. But more importantly than that, it's come straight down from the top, I guess, because when his lawyer said that he will probably be killed in prison, the judge did not care. Because usually in Britain you can have, like, people, if you come from the right class or you come from the right profession, you can have committed all kinds of horrible crimes, but the judge can turn around and say, well, I'll give you a suspended sentence because you wouldn't last long in prison. So it just depends which side of the bed you were born on. If you can share this video, that would be great, or like it. Because in England now, we cannot protest. If you're this case cannot be reported on by the national press. The judge has, and it's called, I believe it's called a D notice, and I guess that D stands for disgusting. This usually D notices are in cases of national security. For example, spies, things like that. Something that's going on related to the security of the country. But Tommy Robinson, all he was doing was live streaming about the events happening in a court where so many young Asian men were on trial for raping and grooming children. That is Britain today. We know what the governments are like, and this first started out as local government, but they didn't want to. They didn't want to upset the barrel or the cart. They didn't want to upset the cart with the local Asian communities. Instead of stamping this out, stamping on it, and jailing these people straight away, these men would just say, I've got a young girl, what would you do? What would you do if a friend phoned you up and said, I've got a 15-year-old girl, everyone's fucking her. Come round and fuck her. Would you really go round and fuck her? You should be calling the police. Because men are raping children. Asian men are raping children. And it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4, it's up to 15 and 20 men that are using these children. The police are doing fucking nothing about it. The local government is doing nothing about it. And now the fucking government is doing something about it. They're jailing the people that speak out against it. Thanks for watching. Please share and like.